Hello and welcome to the Bear Pit Pod. Back again.
Officially back now because it's first game of the season. None of that pre-season
Rubbish.
This is proper pod now.
Proper pod. Proper
Post-match Prem game analysis. sounds a little bit too official. That it'll be our views, which might not be that accurate, but we'll go for it anyway.
Yeah, we are also going to be giving away some Arsenal tickets this podcast.
Oh, really?
We are.
I didn't know that.
Courtesy of Top 11 Football Manager sort of game.
Have you ever played that?
Yes.
Have you?
No. I'm too old for games.
Mourinho used to sponsor that, didn't he?
He does, still.
Or does.
Still a pop.
I've seen the ad pop up several times, but I've never actually
cheers to the guys at Top 11. We have got some to give away. Obviously, they're on our sleeve of our shirt this season as well.
Yeah.
If you do want to try and win those, go and leave us a review, and we'll be announcing that on the Facebook page in a couple of days. You've got a couple of days to leave us a review. It's got to be a 5-star.
I always pick it up, but that if you put into context the odds of winning these tickets, you're going to announce that in a couple of days.
Yeah.
I don't reckon we'll get too many reviews in a couple of days.
Thursday, I'll announce it.
Thursday, the massive chance to snag some tickets there if you're on the ball.
Yeah. If you're quick enough.
Yeah.
Everton.
Been and gone,
lost. It was a drab game.
Yeah, it was drab, really.
I mean, you were there, I wasn't, so...
I was there. The day was, if you care, the day before was great. Went a few bars, a few drinks, and all the rest of it. It was a good away game. And the actual match, I don't know, even if it's drab, it's still Stoke City playing. I enjoy that. But it was... I look back on the game now, and not just Stoke, but Everton as well, nothing really happened. You're right.
Yeah, Cleaner's just... Yeah, go on.
Cleaner. Nothing really happened. Everton obviously won 1-0. They, off the top of my head, had one clear-cut chance which they scored from. I don't... Unless I can't recall this wrong. We didn't.
We didn't have a shot until the 90th minute.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird to say that our chance through Shaq was a chance as such because he created that himself. It's not like we worked the ball well. So, you know what I mean? So, it was a great shot, it was a great effort, an amazing save. But I came away from that game. A lot of people ask me, how do we play, how do we look and stuff, and I'm a bit baffled. I don't really know. There's nothing really to report on. If I'm going to be really kind, we looked solid. Despite the loss, we really looked solid. Everton, for all their spending and kind of potential this year, looked quite bland. Whether that was them being bland or us being solid, I'm not too sure. But I never really thought, the game was really coming on top of us and we were under a lot of pressure. Not once did I worry about Everton's threat. But at the same time, at the other end of the pitch, that typified Stoke of recent, maybe the last 18 months, just absolutely no cutting edge. Mm-hmm. And it's becoming... I've said it for a while now, and back me up, I have said this, but Berahino has to play in a 2.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
He's not doing much on his own.
Although, I say that, we've had that many strikers playing that kind of, this 4-3-3 formation, and no one's looked particularly amazing. I don't know, but Berahino looked lost a little bit. Whether that's his fault, the formation's fault, I'm
worried
sure.
about Berahino. I just don't think he's ever going to be that player again that we've spent the money on.
But he's never played. When he did it for West Brom that one season, or that 18th-month period, he was up front with somebody else.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden he's been chucked into this 4-3-3 position. He looks so isolated. But then every striker does that plays in this team, bar maybe Peter Crouch, who, when he gets on, we change, we adapt our game slightly, and he looks a little bit more involved. But I don't know. It's the same old story. Same old story. When we attack and go forward, we look so bland and a bit clueless and a tad boring. And I don't really know why.
We're one game in.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. This is one game in. I'm purely speaking on behalf of the Everton game here. But going forward, we look very, very similar to
me trying to convince you of some positivity.
It's good. I'm not being too negative. Like I say, we look very solid. And there's loads of positives to pick. Kurt Zuma's an absolute beast. And he looked very kind of straight away assured at the back. He was just there. No one's going to get through past Zuma. Fletcher was my man of the match, I'd say. He was
going to say, who was the best performers? I've heard Fletcher had a good game.
I think Fletcher. I love Whelan, which you'll back me up on. I've said that enough times.
I love Whelan.
Everyone loves Whelan. But Fletcher did look a slight step above, despite being the same.
Well, he was very good at Leipzig. Very good. I thought he was a step above.
He was just a bit more nippy, a bit quicker. A little bit more kind of composed on the ball, and he got his head up a little bit. So Fletcher was probably my man of the match. I thought Zuma was great. I thought Ryan had a decent-ish game. Shaq looked a little bit more dominant with his kind of mentality that he's the main man. So they're the three that stood out a little bit for me. Shall I jump into those that didn't?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's do it.
Before you go into the ones that didn't impress
Yeah.
you, was Chupo Moting when he came on?
Of course, yeah. I mean, he came on about 70 minutes. Yeah, and I'd give him a good thumbs up. He was very direct. From what I briefly saw, he a little bit reminds me of Ricardo Fuller in the sense that...
Really?
A little bit, purely in the sense, when Fuller used to just bumble his way through.
Yeah.
It's not like...
By
Fuller was very,
means.
very skillful, don't get me wrong, but Fuller would kind of... He'd just get through. He'd knock the ball. He'd get through.
Somehow.
He reminded me... I mean, I've got 20 minutes to judge his career off here so far, but he kind of did that. So a few times when he got the ball, he just knocked it in and went for it, and strength and pace got him to where he needed to be. So, thumbs up for Cheapo. We're calling him Cheapo, is that what we're going to do?
Chupo.
Chupo. Okay.
Chupu.
We'll call him
I
Cheapo.
think that's how he's supposed to say it.
Okay, Cheapo. We'll call him Cheapo. Yeah, big thumbs up. Big thumbs up.
So go on to your ones who didn't play so well.
So off the back of that, I struggle to see Bojan's impact on the game.
Yeah, I've heard this from a few
I
people.
always speak tentatively if criticising Bojan because there's an onslaught usually because everybody loves him, myself included. Everyone loves Bojan. We've seen what he can do. Whether it's because I had a few too many beers on the day and I couldn't quite concentrate, but I looked back on the game and I thought, what did Bojan do? And I really struggle to answer that. I've been on the message boards, the Oatcake and all that, and it's a bit 50-50. Some are saying he had a great game, some are agreeing with me. And I can't help but think the people that are saying that he had a great game are those that want him to have had a great game. And they slightly blinker their views. But at the same time, has Bojan really played on this kind of front, out wide in this front three? How many times has he done that?
Not many.
That's not Bojan's position. He's not strong enough to be on the isolated sort of wingery position.
Yeah.
It's either behind the striker,
Or the striker and a false nine.
or the false nine thing, or nothing. So it's difficult to judge Bojan in the sense that is not his position. But he was very, for my money, very, very quiet.
Yeah, I remember when
Very quiet.
I saw the team news come through because obviously I wasn't at the match.
Come from nowhere.
I was producing a new show, the Kick-Off with True Geordie and Lawrence.
Good day. Was it all right?
It went down very well.
Did it?
So yeah, obviously work does have to come first sometimes. I'm actually missing the first two games of this season, which you've never done before.
That is a nightmare.
Missing Arsenal this weekend because of the V Festival.
Yeah.
First game I get to go is West Brom. Never done that before. It's weird. Yeah. But what was he even talking about? Yeah, the formations came through, and I saw Bojan out there, and I was like,
everyone had that kind of frown.
what's going on there?
I was happy to see him there because we all want it to work, but I saw it and I was a bit like... I mean, has he done that once in pre-season?
No.
Has he done that once? Well, he probably has done it once or twice, but generally it's Bojan. Bojan's never played there.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I can't work out if he's just trying to last roll of the Bojan dice or if he genuinely thought there's something in this. He saw a weakness in Everton's fullback.
Did Shaqiri play central? More central?
Yeah, he did. He drifted ironically a little bit out, I thought, but generally he was kind of more central. And I thought he looked the better for it. I've been saying for a while, I think that's where Shaq should play, even at the expense of Bojan. So yeah, Bojan was the worry for me. What else happened? The cross for the goal came from where Eric Peters generally would stand.
I noticed, obviously watching the goal back, Joe Allen lost his man quite easily.
I mean, Rooney had absolute acres. It was a good header, but absolute acres. And there was lack of tracking / organisation in the back. The cross was swung in. You know, I forget who put the ball in now, but they seem to have a lot of space. I don't know where Eric was or why it wasn't tighter to him. But it's frustrating. It was literally the old cliche of one moment's lack of concentration cost us the game. It was nothing in it.
100% against the run of play.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the game was that even. It's difficult to ever kind of say anyone was ever having the majority of the ball. It's not like we ever dominated and they ever dominated. It was just kind of in the middle-ish a bit. We'd have more possession for periods of time without threatening. They'd have more possession. I can't ever think it was a good opportunity to get some points on the board at a decent away game. You know, it's very difficult generally, Everton, isn't it? And they've spent a lot of money, and I feel like we had a real opportunity there to register a point and take that initial pressure off because you've seen the fixtures, Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea.
Oh yeah.
I think we've messed up a bit there. I think it was there for us to sneak something there. A bit disorganised Everton, not quite settled.
Weird.
Yeah.
Weird one.
Confused.
Very
confused. I'll sum that game. I'm none the wiser. Don't know.
Right.
Don't know.
So we're not sure about the Everton game.
We're not sure.
JESE is apparently on the way in.
Apparently you pronounce it Hazy.
Hesse.
Or how did
Hesse.
Hesse? Yeah. I like saying Jesse. It sounds a bit better.
Jesse
It sounds a bit funnier.
But yeah, he's coming in from PSG on loan. It could go. My phone could go off any minute. It's one of them where it's about time they announce it.
Yeah.
It's been.
It feels like it was announced a week ago.
Medical's gone on for about a year. But, yeah, it's coming in. I don't know what to make of it.
My knowledge of football outside of England
or
Stoke more specifically is shocking. I get the impression you're going to have more insight into this guy than I will.
Well, he was at PSG and he was there for 22 million, moved from Real Madrid, where he was sort of being kept out of the side by Cristiano Ronaldo, which is no doubt reasonable. Yeah. But then he didn't do much, and then he was sent. He had an injury, quite serious injury, didn't he? Yeah. And then last season, the last half of last season, I think spent it on loan at Las Palmas.
Did he?
Yeah.
How did he get on there?
He scored a couple. I remember him scoring a penalty against someone. I can't tell you much else of what he did. And then, obviously, it was apparently he had this move done to Fiorentina and pulled the plug on it at the last minute to join Stoke City because he wants to play in the Premier League.
No, he doesn't. He wants to play for Stoke City, doesn't he?
Or that.
That's what it is.
I can believe that.
Nothing to do with the Premier League. Since what nationality is he?
Spanish.
So when he grew up in Spain, he looked for a club to support, and he obviously wanted Stoke. He thought, if I can play for Stoke City one day.
Boyhood dream.
Exactly, yeah.
Boyhood dream.
Yeah, exactly.
But
he was meant to be the next big thing around Madrid at one point. He was meant to be a superstar in the making, a Bojan type almost.
He won a Champions League medal.
Yeah.
He didn't play much in the final, if at all in the final.
Yeah.
But he did feature throughout the Champions League campaign. Mm-hmm. It would be another Champions League winner. We sell one Champions League winner and we get another in. We've let Mooney go, get Hesse in,
we constantly
Darren Fletcher in.
Yeah,
we've got more Champions League winners than anyone else in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Do we get a prize for that?
I think Darren Fletcher, could be wrong here, but we had a lot of Champions League winners that didn't really feature that much. I think Darren Fletcher did. He was very significant in that win, wasn't he? Really?
Oh yeah.
He played a lot. He's a proper one as opposed to almost a fake Champions League winner.
All the others are fakes.
They are, aren't they? But Darren Fletcher, I think he can rightly kind of enjoy his medal.
I still don't think he played in the final.
Still don't matter. Champions League winner.
I did actually see a stat. I think we've got between those Champions League winners we've got now.
Yeah,
I think they played 30 seconds between them
in the final. Quality. Just they contributed. Then that's what you're getting.
But this signing strikes me as another Choupo-Moting, just someone who can play across the front, not specifically a winger, not specifically a striker.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where they fit in, what we do with Ramadan, what our front line's going to look like.
Yeah, going back to Everton, brief Sobey thing, big question mark again. Don't know why I didn't start, don't know why I didn't come on. I'm starting to lose my head over it, because it happened all last year.
He's just signed a 5-year deal.
Yeah, but he must, I don't know, he's baffling. I mean, if you look at our squad, wing-backs is where the big weakness exists for me. We've obviously got the Cheapo in. He was going to kind of vaguely replicate or kind of replace Arnie a little bit. This Jesse guy, similar role again. It didn't seem where we needed to be strengthening, really. Did it?
No.
I can't help but think the amount of times I've seen Hughes get somebody in it be a little bit like, I don't know, almost like the player presented themselves as opposed to it's something we're trying to do. Do you know what I mean? So I don't kind of know. I don't sometimes feel that Hughes' transfer strategy has any real.
He loves people who are young prodigies and have lost the way.
Yeah,
and Hesse is another one of those. You Bojan, your Afellay, your Arnautovic, your Shaqiri. These are all players with tons of ability who seem to have lost it at some track. Like the majority of their careers, you expect to go the opposite direction. You go Stoke to Las Palmas to PSG to Real Madrid.
Yeah,
not the opposite way around. Shaqiri, you'd go. You go Stoke to Inter Milan to Bayern Munich.
It's those that lost the way a bit.
It's a weird
but it just felt like a sort of position that we didn't necessarily need to strengthen. I mean, if he's great and he comes in and does the job, absolutely fine, brilliant, obviously. But yeah, my egg is still in the full back, wing back basket. That's where we need to strengthen quickly. Peters and Juve.
Yeah, it doesnn't seem like anyone's coming in. We're not linked with any wing backs. That's the worrying thing. We're not linked with any full backs. It seems like Mark Hughes is happy with that, and that is worrying. I think I said last week, or I said on a previous video, our wing backs is the worst bit
it
of the
probably
squad.
is. And I've probably just contradicted myself. As much as I say wing backs, my point at the start of the podcast is we look a bit toothless up front, but we seem to have all this quality up front.
They just can't.
I'm so baffled. I mean, I'm not a football manager in any sense, Al. You all know that.
Get on top 11.
A little plug for it. Yeah, get on top 11. I'm baffled. I don't know why we don't create. Massive question marks. I don't know.
So many creative players now.
We have. And last year, we had Arnie as well in there. I don't know.
Where's that free-flowing, sexy football that Marquis promised us?
I don't know. But I can't. When we did that a couple of years back, I can't help but think it was slightly exaggerated. Yes, we battered Man City and we did okay against the odd team here and there, but I don't think it was that prolonged.
It didn't last very long.
It didn't really, and it seems to kind of...
It was beautiful though while it did happen.
But it was very, very
some of the best football I've ever seen at Stoke City.
It was great.
In my lifetime.
But it was brief. It was brief. I don't know what Stoke is as a kind of... Our attacking mentality. I don't know what our general philosophy is at the moment.
I don't think Marquis has a philosophy.
No.
I don't think he has one.
That is the sort of vibe I get sometimes. But nonetheless, you know what? Let's revert to a bit of positivity. Just by the fact that Stoke were back and it was the Premier League and I went to the away game, saw the
misery's back.
The misery. No, I loved it. I woke up on Saturday morning. I had a feeling we'd lose on Saturday. I just, rightly assumed we might because of pre-season, Everton spending. But to a point, didn't care the first game of the season. See all the lads go to the pub, go to the game, league football, watch your club win, lose or draw, that sort of thing. And it was a good day out nonetheless.
It was a cracking first weekend and away from Stoke. There was a thriller in Arsenal game. Liverpool game was a thriller. Huddersfield winning 3-0, we're top of the league for a bit. Burnley beating Chelsea.
It was good. You know what? But if Stoke don't win or maybe snatch a dramatic draw, my kind of attention to the other games just dwindles. Don't watch Match of the Day. Don't watch the goals. Not bothered.
Nothing.
Out the window. It doesn't matter. If Stoke don't do it, football doesn't work for me.
Another transfer story that could be announced anytime soon is JOSELU off. He's going to Newcastle. 5 million. What do we make of that? Because he's been our best striker in pre-season. It came back and a lot of people, I think the majority of Stoke fans were calling for him to get a second chance, especially after that pre-season that he's had.
Yeah.
Weird. He's off.
On paper he looks
I wasn't in the know.
You were, weren't you?
I wasn't
Can
in
you
the know.
reveal you're in the know now, or your source?
My source was Alan Shearer. Told me, give me a little nudge.
What did he say?
Because he'd had an interview with Benitez for the BBC.
Yeah.
And obviously he does stuff for where I work. And I was just speaking to him, and he said, JOSELU's coming in. I was like, oh, really? He was like, yeah. So then I was on Twitter, I put a JOSELU sad face. I did it on Saturday night when I'd had a few cans because I was bored.
Yeah.
I knew on the Thursday. But I said, just put a JOSELU sad face. That reeled a few people in. What's up? What's what? What?
Yeah.
But he's gone.
I mean, I don't know. I think to JOSELU going, on paper he should be the perfect striker for this formation we seem to be persisting with. Hughes just doesn't like him, and I can't even be asked to ponder or consider why he doesn't play or why it's not working. Hughes just he does not like him. His form was fine last season before he went out on loan. There was nothing wrong with his form or his general kind of performances. He went out on loan. I've got to the point now. I just get rid of him purely because of Hughes.
If he's not going to trust him.
Exactly. I wouldn't. But Hughes clearly doesn't. It doesn't do it for Hughes. Just get rid of him. There's no point.
I know.
I
agree.
I know. I'm speaking about for Hughes here.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. I feel we're going to be kicking ourselves up the arse when he goes to Newcastle and works. I know what Rafa Benitez is like, especially with a fellow Spanish player. I know he'll get the best out of him.
I think he will as well. He's saw some great goals, hasn't he? Some great goals and great performances, and he's a real kind of hybrid of that hold-up man, but with a bit of technique. He's a younger, quicker Crouch.
He's no doubt got technique.
Yeah,
I've seen some of his finishes. The clinical finishes. He doesn't score loads, but
I think if he was maybe in that kind of the second sort of striker position, or even playing in this front three where you expect more of the wingers, I think he'd chip him his fair amount as well.
Yeah, I think so. I'm sad about JOSELU leaving. We'll always have when he hugged Clattenburg.
Yeah,
in Everton 4-3.
His little cat celebration.
His little cat celebration.
Yeah, and that goal against Watford was great. That lob.
Bournemouth
goal. Norwich goal was good as well.
Yeah, good memories.
Good player.
See you later, Hoss.
Yeah,
love you.
He is officially gone. Before we be all,
it's going to be announced.
It's going to be announced
any weird minute or so. Medical's been done apparently. And then I don't know if you've seen the story, but I thought I'd surprise it on you, or just push it on you. It broke last night. Premier League clubs are going to have a vote.
Okay.
And going to decide, and it seems like it's going to be approved, to end the transfer window before the first day of the season from next season.
I like the idea of that. Why not?
I do.
Why not just
less
sync it
transfer
up?
window bullshit for me to deal with on the Bear Pit TV, Facebook page,
it makes complete
Twitter
sense.
page.
It makes the kind of start of the season even more exciting. Even more exciting. Yeah, fine, whatever.
Thank God.
I'll vote for that.
Just get rid of the transfer. Just
the whole transfer window.
I hate the transfer window. I hate it. I hate dealing with it on the Bear Pit pages.
Yeah.
I hate the comments. I hate people messaging me saying, "What's the latest on it?" I've put the latest on the page.
Yeah.
Whatever's there's the latest.
It does your own, does it?
People. There was one the other night. There was someone started having a go saying, "Oh, you make it up to get clicks to your website." In every single post we do, we put in brackets where the story's from. So I didn't write the fucking Sun article or the Times article.
It's just crap, innit? I on a further wider point, I just hate the whole transfer deadline thing. I hate it. I hate the kind of the Americanisation of Sky Sports and the yellow ticker tape bollocks and
Jim White with his
Jim White.
big tie.
It's just, for me, it kind of exemplifies a lot of modern football. It's a load of hoorah and bloody glitter and all this stuff. I just think it's crap. It does me head in. It does me head in. Bring just. I mean, did you agree with the actual window in itself?
I don't think there should be a January one.
As you think it should be closed, done?
I'm fine with a summer one. I'd like it to be less time. It should open when the season ends, close when the season starts, and that's it. Nothing in January.
Yeah.
Nothing. I think you should maybe, to counter that, maybe make, instead of a 25-man squad, a couple more, because you might need some more youth in there. You might need a few more players if you're not going to have the January window. But I'd prefer that less bollocks come January, less transfer shite.
I agree. I think the January bit is kind of a detriment to the clubs in the lower divisions, because on the one hand you kind of by shutting the window down, you give them the opportunity to keep all of their best players and push on to promotion or whatever. But then by opening it in January, you remove that. The only plus point for the lower league clubs and clubs that need to make money is that you can keep your best players.
Yeah, I mean,
then you open it, so you lose them anyway.
I am saying this without thinking about like Stoke's first season in the Premier League, where the January window saved us.
It did, didn't it?
Where it absolutely did save us with James Beattie. Was it Abdullah Fair?
He was already there, but we got Beattie and Matty in.
Beattie and Matty in the first January window, and they did rescue us. But I'm saying now we're all right now.
It's fine,
right? So let's get rid of the January transfer window and just do the summer one from the last day to the first.
It's not even the window. I'm sure. I don't know the reasons after the window. It's just the ticker tape, fanfare, cheerleader, Sky Sports crap that comes with it. That's what just annoys me. And all the sources and the in the knowers and all this crap, you can't move for it.
Yeah, I can't say anything. I was one last week.
You were one a minute ago. Yeah. But your source was fine, wasn't it? That was fine.
Yeah,
whatever.
I don't make up.
It's those that kind of don't have a proper source. It's just crap in it. Oh well.
Hopefully there's less. Hopefully the vote goes through. Hopefully that's at least 20 days taken off the transfer window.
Yeah, it does seem odd, doesn't it, that you can start the season then. The season doesn't seem to get going properly till it closes properly, and then you can see your squads and then you can go for it properly. It does seem a bit odd that it's ever pushed back to September.
Yeah.
Weird decision.
Yeah, so hopefully it goes through.
Yeah.
Let's get on to questions.
Okay.
Right.
Generally, I'm going to bring in that feature again, my question of the week. Question of the week.
There's tons of questions about JESE, but I feel like we've already covered that, so we're not going to answer.
Not extensive bio.
Not answering any more of that. Dan Morris says, do you think the club should do elaborate announcements or just have the player holding the shirt saying it's been my dream to play for Stoke?
So that's the thing, isn't it, nowadays? Yeah, these kind of... You know what? I'm a bit old-fashioned. Even though I'm only 30, I'm a bit old-fashioned, and these kind of elaborate announcements of player transfers have driven me at the wall. But I did love, and I'm going to give Stoke City media team a bit of credit here, the Bruno...
Oh, where they took
the treatment, what was it called?
Bush people.
Bush people.
They took a little bit of a mick out.
That was brilliant. If you've not seen the Bruno, the indie announcement on the Stoke City thing, it's brilliant.
I'm a hard person to please. Like the idea is correct.
Yeah,
and it was funny, but the production.
You're not happy with the production?
No.
Just a simpleton like me in the media world. I thought it was great, and
it was a great idea.
It was funny.
Went down very well.
But
the best. There's been a couple that have been brilliant. The best was Southampton's.
What did they do?
They did a big fancy one with like speedboats, motorbikes, Land Rovers, all to announce Ian Wright, third choice goalkeeper, signing a new deal. That was the best one.
Oh, that is good.
Brilliant.
So they twist it around. Right? Yeah, fair enough. That's
absolutely
good.
Brilliant.
That is good.
Juventus did a couple of brilliant ones as well, but the reason, and Everton for when they announced all their players. But the only reason I found them good was because of the production, because it was like a Casey Neistat style vlog, sort of thing. So it was a high level production.
His fault is Pogba. He started this last season.
That was a good announcement.
With Storms and all that crap.
That was a good announcement.
I feel like an old grandad that was watching Stoke in the 30s as a moan at this modern innovation.
No one... For Stoke, we may as well, because it's all that people say. I won't believe it till he's holding the shirt.
Yeah.
So just do that.
Yeah, pissing about.
Just speedboats
and whatnot.
Let's have a look at some more questions. Do you expect Stoke to put a strong team out for the League Cup against Rochdale? That's from Sam B. I don't.
No, I mean,
it's at home.
It's certainly going to be enough to beat them, I'd like to think, but it depends how you define strong. It'll be strong enough to beat Rochdale.
Yeah.
It has to be. Because I want to win that.
I've worked with a Dale fan. Shout out John Hill Sport.
Oh, yeah.
He's actually going to be going the game. We did want it. It has been announced now as the Wednesday. I could have gone if it was the Tuesday, but it's the Wednesday. I'm not going up from London for a Wednesday night game against Rochdale, I'm afraid.
I love Stoke, but that's bridge too far for me.
Bridge too far.
What did we go? Well, last year we went to Stevenage.
We went to Stevenage.
Stevenage won it,
yeah.
That's a bridge too far for me. That.
So yeah, I think it'll be like your Josh Timmins, Lee Grant will start, probably Bruno and Zuma,
Bojan,
Edwards,
Bojan when he's that.
Charlie Adam, Crouch. That's what it'll be.
It will. Yeah.
Do you prefer roast chicken dinner with all the trimmings or roast beef dinner? Chicken every time for me.
Roast beef every time for me.
Ooh.
With a bit of horseradish as well.
You disgust me.
Horseradish.
Show enough at the Real Honcho. And this is a question I did want to answer. It says, how much responsibility, if any, do fan sites have in reporting or breaking news when it comes from dubious sources such as the Sun Mirror? Now,
good question.
When it comes to Stoke news, we're a Stoke page. We report all news, right, regarding Stoke. So whether it's from the Sun or Mirror, even if it may be dubious, I feel it's our duty to report Stoke City news.
So what's his specific point there?
His point is, how much responsibility do we have?
I.e., should you be casting aside stupid links and ignoring them?
Yeah.
I think we generally know what's we generally know what's considered, inverted commas here, respected media, in the sense that they're big and out there. The Sun is not respected, but it's well known.
Every post that we do, we source where it's from, and we, that's up to the people to, get an opinion on. If all the comments below that post are saying bullshit, then you can probably take it as bullshit. If it's from the Sun, it's usually a shite story, but it's still our job to report it.
All we're doing there is quite simply, we're seeing something, we're just sharing it. We're not saying this is happening, we're not saying we want this to happen, we're not saying this is definitely happening, it's just, they said this, do with it. We're not going to kind of report from 100%transfer.com, just some stupid site.
We can't know everything that's right. If we were to start to try and only report stories we think are true, then we wouldn't go down the right path.
Wouldn't be any, because they'd be announced.
The only time we do it is when they're all in a shirt.
Is he basically? Yeah, the only reason we can do that is if we jump in the kind of the bushes around Clayton Wood,
and we
haven't got the time for that.
Don't go in bushes. Let's have a look at some more. Would you rather have a regen? Do you play Football Manager? Do you know what a regen is?
No.
So it's like
play footy, man.
Get the person back. Would you rather have a regen of Fuller or Delap? That's from
a regen.
Thomas Worthy.
So you get Fuller at his peak now.
You get him from scratch. You get him again.
Oh, Fuller definitely. I love Rory, but Fuller, Fuller's the most significant Stoke player of the last 10 years, 15 years maybe.
I'm leaning with Rory.
Would you? Nah, Fuller.
No doubt Fuller's a better player.
Yeah,
offers more. But I just loved the throw, and I loved the atmosphere it created, and I loved the style when we had it.
I get what you'd say, Rory.
I think that's the reason.
Fuller was so excited though.
Oh, no doubt.
Loved him.
Absolutely no doubt. Scott Price says, why does it take Stoke City so long to announce a signing? We've got to be the slowest club in professional football. It always says it to be announced today, and then it's 2 days later than it's announced. That's from Scott Price.
Oh, God, that's the club. There's only so much insight.
We do seem very slow at things like this.
Indy one took ages as well, didn't it?
Yeah.
To get over the line. You can only assume that the club aren't genuinely dragging the heels for the sake of it. There must be a specific reason. I'm going to be kind to the club and the medical team, because it gets a lot of stick behind the scenes, the club. There must be a reason. Surely they're not just going to kind of piss about, go home and say, I'm done for today. I can't be bothered with this. There's got to be a reason.
You think?
Yeah. What do you think? Surely they're not just shooting off at 5 when the clock strikes 5. I see you later.
You never know.
Nah, they must be doing it.
You never know. Stephen Langley says, some might argue we have lost a lot of identity this window. Where do we go from here to ensure we don't lose this completely? I feel, as I'm sure others do, the identity has kept us here to date. It's a very good question.
Completely agree. I like to think that Darren Fletcher can replace a lot of that identity, and I saw a lot of that against Everton away. Other than him, Ryan's still there, obviously. I think Jack is quite a strong character, you get the impression. I don't know. Yeah, it's good. I think I kind of
lost. There's no doubt we've lost a lot of identity this winter. And Matty Everton said in the podcast that we did with him, they are big men in the dressing room. Yeah, and we've brought in people from foreign leagues who won't bed in straight away. Mm-hmm. I know that Hesse doesn't know English, so they're not going to settle right away. Be able to sort of have that sort of camaraderie with people in the dressing room as your Glenn Whelans and John Walters would. Yeah. So yeah, it's a little worrying.
I think it's going to. There's a lot of kind of.
It can go one or two ways. It doesn't work. We don't get results. Mark Hughes is a bit knackered, probably gone. Or they gel quite quickly. Yeah. Play some beautiful football. It's all right. Yeah. And then they bed in, gel, learn the language, settle in.
I think a lot of it's going to fall on Fletcher. I think he's massive this season. Massive, not just on the pitch but off the pitch as well, to recreate that sort of heart that we've lost.
Matt Millward says brown or red sauce on a bacon sandwich.
Brown. We've had that one, haven't we?
Red for me. We had it for Matty.
Brown. I mean, red's had its day on the bacon, but it's not a disgraceful choice. But brown, definitely.
Zach Everell says, who drinks Guinness from a can of Pauling? That's you.
I don't know how to reply to that. I mean, Elle kindly bought it for me, so not to lay the blame on Elle, because it's a great.
Well, I wasn't going to the pub.
It's a great gift, yeah, exactly. That's. I mean, there's no bar in here, so that was kind of all we were left with, I'm afraid. But generally, I'd like in a glass, obviously. But what can we do? I don't know what to do. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
I'll bring a glass next time.
Pour it in a glass. Yeah. Pour it yourself. Wayne Courtledge says, were the rumours about Illaramendi just crap paper talk? Seems like it.
Probably. Yeah.
Seems like it. And then Dan Miles says, if you had a chance to sign any player over the next few weeks, who would they be and why?
Got to be realistic about this, haven't we?
Van der Weel, because we need a full-back.
I'll go with that because I've harped on about him. I can't be bothered to think. I'll copy him.
And we were linked with him earlier in the window, and it's the first right back I can think of. Yeah, probably available.
The laziest answer we've ever done, certainly from me.
Never know, could still come in if the links were true at all. Yeah. So that has been the questions. What was your question of the week?
I like the one about the fan channel's responsibilities to kind of what responsibilities on them to kind of bring forward credible sources and stuff. That's quite interesting.
Okay, that was from Shonoff, or at the Real Honcho.
He'll be delighted he's won that award.
We should send him a prize.
Yeah.
I don't know what prize. Yeah. Right, this weekend is Arsenal at home. Last time was absolutely diabolical.
Horrendous. Like the amount of times we played Arsenal at home over the years in the Premier, it's been a real kind of, here we go, we're going to do it.
Every other single,
suck it to Wenger and all that sort of stuff.
Every other single one has had an atmosphere I did not see it.
Even the one we lost, which was
even the one we lost,
the Ramsey one and all that.
Where they wore the dark blue kit. Fabregas scored right towards the end.
Yeah.
That one, even that where we lost, did not have any intensity similar to the last one we played.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm worried again because I don't think I've ever come into a season this wary of our performances, but we can't. I'm dreading. I mean, my hopes aren't that high for it, but more than anything, I'm dreading we get battered again. I mean, look at the evidence we've got to show.
Arsenal just put 4 away.
They did concede 3, I suppose, but I don't know. I think this season is so significant, not just for the result, but the performance. As daft as it sounds, if we lose 1-0 or even 2-0, but there's heart and soul in there, I will be a little bit relieved because I'm worried we're going to take over that poor, weak mentality from last year. It's a big game, this is. Yeah. A big game, more for kind of the heart we put into the game than the actual result, I feel. Yeah,
a message out there to all Stoke fans listening. You cry your loudest, scream, shout, do everything. Do the Wenger.
It's so important.
Do it all. Just fucking
massive.
give it.
It's so massive.
Crowd is the 12th man and we need to be there on Saturday 100%. At 5:30pm.
Massively, and a lot of fans, myself included, I'm not going to shy away from this. For several years now, the Bet365 Britannia, whatever it's been called, it has gone quieter, hasn't it? There's no arguments there, and I find myself sometimes just not having the energy to sing. I don't know why. Maybe it's just, if the bloke next to you sings, you sing.
Yeah.
If the bloke next to him sings, it's just like that, isn't it?
Or it needs something to inspire people early on, like a bad tackle.
Yeah, or something like that.
Get everyone up out the seats.
The fans
going.
are so important to the point where when we're on true form, we can change the result. We can get a draw. We can get a win. It's that significant. We all need to kind of really get stuck into Arsenal, their players, and specifically their manager, and give all our boys kind of a massive cheer, because it will be so important.
Yeah, we need to do something.
We can't have a flat Britannia, we can't. It's not us. It's not us against Arsenal as well. Mm-hmm. That's not how we operate.
Yeah, we need to fuck them up, basically.
Yeah.
Everyone listening,
sums up better than I could.
Everyone listening, make sure you do that, especially in my absence. I'm not going to be there. I'm going to be at VFest, so I'm going to try and watch it somehow. I don't know how.
What
take
my
my
during
iPad.
the game? 5:30?
I don't fucking know. I haven't planned that far ahead.
Haven't you?
I don't go for the music. Just go for the occasion.
Do you?
Yeah, and the drink.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
That's about it.
No, that's fair enough.
JESE's on. He's all right.
I'm not a big fan of him, but whatever.
Yeah,
we'll get into it.
So yeah, I'm going to try and watch it from wherever I am, if I can see, and then I want to see the Britannia just fucking rocking, absolute bear pit.
Yeah,
we're going to have to retire that name soon if it carries on the way it is.
I know, yeah.
But I want to see it happen. I want to see you on Arsenal Fan TV after giving it some to Robbie because we've won.
Do you want? You said what you'd have to.
I'd
love to.
Every time I've been on Arsenal Fan TV, we've lost.
Bring it on, yeah.
And I have to go into that pit of frigging Southerners who were just gloating about the result, and I go in like, "Oh, he's Elliot from Bear Pit TV. You've lost. How do you feel?" And oh yeah, shit. Obviously,
it shivers down my spine. I can't be having that. Please don't show us up, Stoke.
Stoke, please do the business. Please do the business at the weekend. That has been the Bear Pit Pod, episode 2 of the season.
How are we going to rate that one? Positive vibes.
Good ending. I feel like
it was a better ending, wasn't it?
It wasn't exactly pot of mouth, but I feel like we've inspired a few people to sing and shout at the weekend.
I hope I didn't come across as too negative about the Everton, because I was purely based on what I saw, and there was positives there as well as there were negatives and stuff. But the season's very early yet. It could twist, it could turn, and we could have a good one.
Yeah.
We will have a good one.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
Let's hope so. If you do want to win 2 tickets to the Arsenal match, do go and leave us a 5-star review. We'll announce that on the Facebook page on Thursday, courtesy of Top 11, those lovely fellows who make Football Manager games. That's been the Bear Pit Pod, so we will see you all next week.
After the Arsenal victory.